Paul. Yes. Just reading this men's journal from September 2018. Yeah. There looks like there's some sort of detective, a Facebook detective. Yes. Using targeted social media posts is not a way to influence your political beliefs. Trying to solve murders. Ooch, meet a gumshoe for the digital age. Yes. I was a little concerned though because they had printed in an actual magazine. Fuck it. Um, does the word fuck violate the community guidelines of YouTube? Ooch. Because it doesn't seem to violate the protections of men's journal. Does pussy violate the community guidelines? I'm missing hundreds of thousands of emails, Alphabet. And as I remember it, Alphabet owns YouTube. And as I remember it, the King County administrator could have been Melinda Gates. Does Bill know where his Bill? Bill. Does Bill Gates know where his wife Melinda is? Because as I remember it, I had seen Melinda at the Safeway in Port Angeles. Seems that the Gates family was having a disagreement with the Rothschilds about how we're going to control the United States of America. Now, why don't you call Melinda Gates and find out who the King County administrator is that caused me to have closed my Gmail accounts and the YouTube accounts that were connected to those Gmail accounts? Because I think there's some videos missing. Now, you weren't paying my relatives or any of the local politicians, Gates family, yes, to obstruct my rights as an American citizen, were you? I mean, Sandra Taylor wasn't in the hair of Melinda Gates. And Bill Gates has known me since I went to Northwest University. You remember that time, Bill, where I was at the Tower Records and Tapes in Bellevue, Washington? Yes. And I approached you about the gospel, and I asked you if you'd heard the gospel. Ouch. If you'd heard the message of the gospel, those Beatitudes, Bill. Poach. Now, this whole concept of billionaires paying relatives or local politicians, yes, to violate the civil rights of American citizens, Bill Poach, is going to cost the Gates family quite a bit of money. Now, why doesn't Bill and Melinda Gates explain exactly who you greased the wheels of, Bill? Bill Benedict. Ouch! And then I would like to know from the time I was going to college, Bill Gates, yes, exactly what did you know about me? I thought that you stood there and allowed me to approach you. Now, you might have been a small billionaire, yes, back in. mm, I graduated in 98. It must have been 1996. Yeah. I sat there out front of the Tower Records and Tapes in Bellevue, Washington. And I really asked the Lord, I asked Jesus, do you want me to witness to one of the most powerful individuals in the world? Because I did know it was you and you did know it was me. Now, have you heard the message, Gates family? Oh, Bill, did you sow Gil into me while you were talking to me? Now, why doesn't Bill and Melinda Gates tell me how they've been involved in my son's lives? Did you actually have Deacon Budnick at your house during the last 7 years, Bill Gates? Yes. And did you sow into any of my sons? hmm hmm During the last 7 years, Pooch. And did Melinda Gates have an agreement with Sandra Taylor? Yes, that she would pay to obstruct my rights as a father, Pooch. And then could you give me the actual assets that you have control of, not just the Gates family foundation, missing about $45 billion. Now, I'm thinking that I'm going to sue Bill and Melinda Gates for all the actual assets that they have ownership of. And then I'm going to want to know all the actual assets that have been gifted, yes, to any and all charities. Oh. Now, when I inform you, Bill Gates, that do you have a place in Clallam County? And is it built on my land because of Elmer and Verna Holz's right to certain forest land? Now, I'm going to want to know of all of my relatives, inclusive of my 5 biological sons, exactly what was the agreement over the last decade? Because when I talk to you about knowing Jesus, yes, I wasn't married at that time, and I'm going to want to know the actual assets of everything that Bill and Melinda Gates has control of.